Dan started them too.
Yeah, so it's time for another episode of the South Side of the Wall. It's your boy Jay Targaryen, aka Justin Lee, but fuck it, I'm just Jay Targaryen right now. Gotta give a special thanks to Lord Ray Martell putting this shit together, getting your boys on YouTube for the first time. Let's fucking go, Lord Ray. Thank you.
No problem. This is a pleasure, an honor.
I do regret for another fucking week. The Italian Bull is back with us now. Your Grace, the king in other realms, but he's Lord Mac today. Mac, how you feeling, G?
I'm feeling good, man.
It's fucking o'clock in the morning on my off day. Thank you, Ray.
I love you, man.
The hard work, gentlemen.
I appreciate the work too. I appreciate it.
I love it.
Yeah,
man.
this is fucking awesome. The man I'm trying to vote off the island is still giving me fucking quality work. That's the beauty of this show, bro. It's fucking excellent. Hold on, that's my fucking job to ask people what they're gonna have. You stay in your fucking lane.
What's going on in Game of Thrones in the series?
We got a show for y'all today. And we're off. It's another episode of South Side of the Wall. It's your boy Jay Targaryen. I'm here with a full fucking house. We got the Chicago Italian Bull. What up, Bull? We got your Grace, King Mac. What's going on, King? And Sir Knight Ray. Now, Ray, I understand you want to watch the fucking Bulls do the play-in tournament, but we got a fucking job to do. Do you know what duty means?
Do you have no honor, sir?
It means to go to the restroom and do a number 2.
Okay. Well, that's what the Bulls made me feel like as a fan. They made me feel like number 2 as a fan. Mac.
What's the word?
My man tried to call off. I haven't talked about no Targaryens, no Starks, no Lannisters, no Baratheons, and damn near 240 hours.
You know what? It's actually quite amazing when you think about it. I mean, this is a Ray's Juke joint and BGR production, but for some reason, Ray thinks when the Bulls is playing or the White Sox is playing, that means it's a day off. It's TNDO. Take no days off. Get yourself together. Your podcast is more important. Consistency equals greatness, people. I don't know why I have to teach this lesson, but let's go.
I'm actually sorry, Ray, because I didn't want your Grace to put the cables on this early, but we've already crossed that bridge. Mac, you're cooking with gas right now. How did you feel about season 2?
That's illegal.
I liked it because I liked the Tyrion as far as you got to see more and more of his character arc.
The Tyrion. I like that. The Tyrion.
Yeah. The Tyrion, yeah. You got to see more and more of his character arc and just how intelligent the dude was, man. You know what I mean? To me, season 2 was about him, even though I know a lot of it is going to come down to the Battle of Blackwater Bay and all that. That's where the, action was. But to me, it was more about seeing, just how smart Tyrion is and really how he's the one kind of holding his family together, as far as just keeping them on top. Because if they didn't have him, to be honest, they would have lost. So he's the one really responsible for the victory at Blackwater Bay. And he's responsible for, getting his nephew in check as well, and keeping things together. So that's why I like season 2, man.
And what's tripped out about it is because we watched Tywin Lannister have a very intimate conversation with Jaime saying it's time to take your place in this family and do what you're here to do. And I feel like, the duty, the poop, the shit, fecal matter, caca. I know it. We seen Tyrion Lannister understand his role within his family, even if that meant him being on the outside. Like he's tried to immerse himself within the Lannister family group, and he's being repulsed and pushed away at every turn. Mac, you watched the evolution of Tyrion. You've seen him finally realize that I'm only a Lannister by name.
Yeah, I mean, I think his father, to be honest, is a piece of.
No, don't do this. You'll get packed up.
I am. I
What's your
think
last
he is.
word?
You can't pack me up for that. Can't pack me up. His father is, man, because he should accept his son. It's not his son's fault, that he's a dwarf or whatever the case may be. And it's a lot he can learn from his son. And as we go on through the seasons and through the Game of Thrones, you're going to see that if he had to, really learn some things from his son, he probably would have been better off. The family probably would have been better off,
Yeah.
And the seven kingdoms in general would have been better off if people had to listen to Tyrion. And I don't think he gets enough respect.
Oh, here you go. Now you dragging this shit now.
Yeah, I got to. I don't think he get enough respect because he be with the hookers and all that, but I don't think he get enough respect as far as being
Jay was bad.
Admirable dude. You know what I mean? I think he's a stand-up dude, really. You seen that through the seasons when he helped, as Ray liked to call the Cutland Stark. He could have just let her get killed. You know what I mean? But he helped out or whatever. So he don't get enough credit for being admirable.
Mm-hmm. And then we get into a situation to where in the Game of Thrones you don't really see Joanna Lannister, Tywin's late wife, mentioned a lot in the show. But one thing that stuck out to me, Bull, was the fact that they made it known that Tywin Lannister absolutely adored this woman. He worshipped her. That was one of the few people that he can be emotionally submissive to. And he will never, ever forgive Tyrion because he felt like he took that away from him.
Oh, boo fucking who?
Well, if rumor has it, it's actually the Mad King. It's the Mad King who was banging the wife.
Boy, don't start this fucking goddamn.
What does
and he can have whoever he wants.
No,
he never did his fingernails. Did you know that? Like his fingernails are like a foot long and shit. Nasty.
Yeah, but think about it.
Wow.
Cool. Let's not fucking
no shit
down that goddamn rabbit hole right now. But boo fucking who to this man? Oh, my son killed my wife. Like, man, you a bitch ass dude when you like put the
cold, calculative. Look what he did. Look what he did to the Starks. Ned.
Let me just get this out the way since y'all want to put cables on people. Y'all motherfuckers put the cables on me. It was not me canceling week after week. It was not. So I don't want to hear that shit because I was here. I was ready.
Yes,
we got the week. Motherfuckers got this. Motherfuckers got that. Motherfuckers got this. Da da da.
You ain't missing much. It's Zach Levine balling out here.
We back and we fucking gonna do the show and we're gonna finish up season 2 so we can get into season 3. But let me say season 1 was like the prologue of a fucking book. It's boring as fuck. It's boring. Like we have one climatic thing in the whole fucking first.
It's an introduction,
and that was Jamie banging Cersei. That was the best part of season.
No, it was not. We had a lot of character. We had a lot of character.
Daenerys Targaryen, but
we had a lot of character building in season 1, and then there was one climactic event with a character that was really built to be something in the very first time that we, as a fucking fan base or audience, was able to be like, holy shit, they will kill anybody on this show, right? Because we thought it was anybody can die after Robert, but nobody thought fucking Ned Stark was going to die. Nobody. At the beginning of the show, absolutely nobody. They endeared us to the Starks, and that was by choice. So then we moved to season 2.
And you didn't think Bran was going to be paralyzed and shit.
No, but in season 2, we really start getting into the nuances and the chess game that is the Game of Thrones. And that's
I think that was evident 1, but yeah, it progresses. This whole thing progresses. Pretty good writing.
I don't know if you could do that because you didn't have Jon the full season in the Night's Watch. No,
I agree. I
I like learning more about him when he was in Winterhall, or Winter. What? I can't even think of it. What is it called?
Winterfell.
Winterfell.
This
Winter
nigga
Happen
said
when you
Winter
smoke
Hall.
weed.
Yeah,
Winter.
he was thinking Heron Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you got Arya on the move. She's learning every day different things from
And
different
she
people.
officially a killer.
You know what I'm saying? She's doing all these different things, right? And then, you know, she's meeting all these different people on her journey, which we all know that's a foreshadowing of her whole fucking life. And then you got fucking, you know, like you said, Mac Tyrion becoming Tyrion. You had fucking, uh, I mean, just so many characters that really are becoming the chess pieces that they are, right? And so you're looking at the king, you know, with no queen, right? But there is a queen, and she's making moves just like a queen would do on a chessboard. She's all over the damn place, just knocking shit down. You know what
And
I'm
I
saying? All the
think
while,
that's a
all the
little
while,
underrated early on, you know?
what's a little underrated?
Oh, just the way Cersei is, like, with her moves and, like, you know, how that transgresses throughout the show and throughout the seasons.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like
She's one
you know, what I'm
cold
saying, like
bitch.
that's what I'm saying. Like she moving like a queen on the chessboard, but then you got these
Yeah.
different chess pieces that are moving around. You know what I mean? Like so,
She reckless too, though.
and I think that's the reason why season 2 was one of the best ones that was done. One of the best seasons that was in the whole show. Like it was really, really good.
Well, yeah, and you get
Yeah,
to
you got
see
to
like
see.
the
You got to see
visibility.
though. What I like, you got to see how much a coward the king is.
Joffrey.
Joffrey.
Well, he's
And
we got to remember that he's what 15.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a kid. He
But
doesn't know any
but
better.
he's
Oh,
really
rat.
not even a king though. That's what I mean. Like you get to see that in season 2. Yeah, he's the king, but he's really not the king. It's people that's really running the kingdom for him. He's just a face.
He's just another chess piece on the board.
He's
Yeah.
the figurehead, but all just like in chess, all the other pieces move to
He's
make
a
everything happen.
face.
The fucking king can do
Like Max said,
nothing.
he's a face.
He's just
A perfect example is look at fucking Theon Greyjoy.
hey, is that fucking Wrigley? Is that Wrigley Ivy behind your head, Justin?
No, that's good weed. Now let me tell you something, right? People was looking at Theon Greyjoy sideways when he took over Winterfell because he was parading like he was playing the Game of Thrones and not getting played. He couldn't even realize that you were just another pawn by your own father and your sister, and you wonder why your sister is looking at you sideways because you're still oblivious to the game and you're parading around here like you've won something. Like that's what opened my eyes. Like holy fuck! Like everybody's literally playing the game. Like this fucking piece of shit right here. He was definitely one of my favorite players in the game. His father made it seem like he was an ally when in fact he was just an invasive species.
I hate no one.
All they did was
waiting on his
all they
opportunity.
did was speak of him, not really get into him too much.
I hate no one, but I hate him. I hate him.
You hate Ramsay Bolton?
Absolutely. Can't stand him.
Yeah. So
Ramsay Snow as we know him now.
So the man is an absolute. He's disgusting.
You was gonna call him a bitch, man.
Came close.
Okay. Now, we were getting into Ramsay Bolton about how much disgust you had for him. We always talk about Cutland Stark, and you've seen in season 2 that you've seen Rob.
Well, you understand the circumstances and how.
Yeah, no, but Bull, I was getting into the fact that we seen on Rob's face every time he had to address his mother. He addressed her with disgust. He didn't want to interact.
It was a ugh. Every time she came in the room.
Like, ugh, you're my mother. Like, ugh,
yeah.
I can't behead you right now. Like,
every
time they would move camp, he was making sure that she made it known that you were still a prisoner. Find her a cell. Get her some
Can I say one thing, though, dude? She was trying to save 2 of her children, her 2 daughters. But at the same time, she was so blind. She couldn't see the bigger picture. She was just so blind to what she was facing. She couldn't see the bigger picture, where she actually endangered her son
Look
and
at
herself.
that's the first step, man. This right here
Could have
is the
destroyed
first step.
her entire house with that one stupid move. Like, and I mean this is no disrespect. I know some people gonna be like this woman bashing, but males do it too. What Cullen Stark taught me was when you move off emotions, you can make some huge mistakes and not even realize the consequences of
Yeah.
huge mistakes.
She was making that decision from a mother's standpoint, not as a general standpoint.
Yeah,
Not like as a colonel or somebody who was in war. She wasn't
yeah,
thinking as a war in a war counsel's mind. She was thinking for her maternal instinct, and it fucked her whole family up. It killed her
yeah.
kids.
She was thinking selfishly, really about herself when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She wasn't thinking about anybody else but
Bald-headed
herself.
demon.
And I'm gonna be honest, like, cause I love the Starks. They're my favorite house. To me, everybody always showed her so much grace. When she was to me always an evil character. Because this woman was praying for Jon Snow to lose his life. She actually said that. To me, this was always an evil woman. And I never understood why people showed her so much grace. I never got it.
It's
It was always due
crazy.
to her being married to Ned. So Ned had so much respect that it would cover her a little bit. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
that's really what it was. And you saw how after Ned died, it wasn't the same for her. Or no Stark, because Ned was the one that everybody respected.
that's true.
It is what it
That's,
is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you had growth by characters like Jon Snow, who finally started becoming a man, m- thinking for himself, going against the grain a little bit, starting to really grow into himself, you know what I'm saying, with his wife, Ygritte, you know what I mean? Um, you had fucking Littlefinger and fucking what's my man name? The spider? Varys.
Lord
very
Varys.
Varys, they had a whole season of back and forth
valid.
making their moves. You know what I'm saying? They're like bishops. They're the bishops. You know what I mean? They're the bishops.
I
They
Yeah.
just,
consider
you
I
know what I'm
consider
saying?
Littlefinger, Tyrion, and Varys the chess players. To me, they the chess players.
Well, I'm just looking at it as a chess player, looking at the pieces how they move.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
true. Yeah,
Like Littlefinger, and Varys are like the bishops. You know what I'm saying? I consider, I consider um uh somebody like Tyrion like a mainstay, a stronghold. So he's a rook. You know what I mean?
mm, yeah,
Yeah. So that's
yeah.
how I look at it, man. That's that. Ever since Game of Thrones came out, I looked at it like a chessboard. Like, what are the pieces? The main pieces, not no bullshit ass pieces. Like, Titty Mama up there and fucking in the veil. She meant nothing.
Think about this.
You know what
How
I mean?
many times in the Game of Thrones has the king been the most important person there, the most powerful person on the throne?
Please,
Mhm.
Italian bull, do not say
Yeah, here he
Grant.
comes. He's gonna say it.
Well, no, we haven't seen his reign in his terror yet.
Yeah, but it's later. But from
That's to
what we've
come.
seen
That's to
so
come.
far, in the House of Dragons or whatever, there has been one. Viserys
Mm,
first.
Aegon.
No, Viserys, bro.
Well, Aegon was
mm.
the original conqueror, being
No,
king and
we didn't
just.
see him. I'm talking about the ones we saw.
Oh, who did you say again?
Varys.
Varys, yeah.
Varys the
Hey, I
first.
got a question though.
Fucking
Was Varys
father of
like Ned
fucking
Stark to y'all?
Justin's girl.
You mean Aegon?
No,
I
not
mean
Aegon.
Ares. You mean Ares?
Is it Ares or was it Viserys?
Yes, yes, Ares.
No, it's
That's
not.
the that is the Mad King.
Not the Mad King, the one from House of Dragons, the one whose face fell apart.
Yeah, that's Viserys. You said
That's what I said, Viserys.
Anyway.
Or was I saying they're all? You know what the fuck I'm talking about?
He
Man,
reminds me of Ned
Targaryen
Stark,
guy.
though.
you getting old.
I'm getting old.
You getting old. You
What did I
damn
say?
near you damn near Max age.
But I'm older than Mac.
He's older
Damn.
than me, though.
Yeah,
Don't put me up there.
yeah, I'm older than Mac.
Oh,
Wow,
hey, we got to
2 years.
remove Bull. He watching porn on the show.
He older than me. He older than me by half a decade, at least.
I think it's 6 years.
So what you doing for your 70th, Ray?
I'm hoping that me and the wife are no longer in America.
Damn.
Yeah.
Where you going, Africa?
I hope your ass get deported.
That's funny. Hey,
yeah, I just
hey, so not for nothing on the other side of the board, right?
Oh, Daenerys.
That's what I'm saying. We're on the other side of the board. That's how I looked at the whole shit, bro. Westeros is on this side, Daenerys on that side. You feel what I'm saying?
She moves like a queen too.
And she moved like a queen too. You feel me? So that's how I looked at that shit. Like she moved like a queen with no king. You know what I mean? But at the same time, she had one. But you know, Cal died. But Khal Drogo died. But at the same time, like she moved like chess pieces, straight up like a queen. And then she had her knights. She had her rook, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So
I do got something for y'all to think about.
it was dope.
Do you think her ascension took longer because of her advisors she had early on, as opposed to the advisors she eventually get later on?
Yeah.
Like her advisors early on really can't compare to the advisors she really got later on. I think her ascension, which maybe was needed, especially for the show, but I think her ascension took longer because she really had some bad advisors early on.
Well, you got to think about it. Like she was the mother of dragons. Dragons take long to incubate and develop over time. Daenerys Stormborn started on the. She wasn't on the mainland of Westeros, so that delayed it altogether. Like it was a reason why she was the producers of the show had to keep her away, because it could have been, if she just had dragons and was on Westeros, that's a very short fucking series. But it made for interesting development. How do you get this woman across the narrow sea when the most powerful people in the world that can help her are far away? What challenges do she set? What type of advantages do she have? I think if she had
what
any
lessons is she gonna learn along the way? Because we are dealing with, once again, with a child.
Yeah, she was what, 15 years old?
15, 16 years old when it all started.
Oh dang, I'm not thinking about this.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about the age aspect.
Yeah, she had to grow, bro. Like she had to go through some trials. She had to go through some hard times and some storms to get where, you know, we end up seeing her, you know, in the rest of the show. But in season 2, she had her very first major, well, that's not her very first. She lost her husband the first time. That's her biggest major. But then she got something out of the death. She got life with her dragons. You feel what I'm saying? But then they snatched her dragons away. And she felt something different that she's never felt before. And that was the first time we ever seen Daenerys enraged.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And
Her anger.
Seeing Daenerys in anger and willing to do anything for her children was major for me in season 2, because she really came back and was like, fuck it. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get my dragon. I'm going to the House of the Dying Tower or whatever the fuck it's called. The House of the House of the Undying or some shit? Whatever. She went in there and did what she had to do. And then, you know, Dracarys happened for the first time too. So
yeah. And that's when I realized that Mormont dude was weak.
Yeah, but he was a spy. We got to remember that.
That's true.
He was a spy. Like he was literally spying the whole time until he became smitten by this young woman.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was infatuated with somebody that he had a duty to protect.
Yeah.
So
That changes things.
yeah,
That
it
blurs
does.
the line.
Because you're not moving tactical no more. You're willing to sacrifice anything just to please somebody.
It
He
just goes
wasn't
back
trying
to
to
what Max
protect
said
her. He
earlier.
was trying to please her.
It goes back to what Max said earlier. He started moving off emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Huge mistakes.
Well,
Deadly.
I wanna talk about something real quick that we haven't discussed like in the season in depth. Uh, Lyanna Stark and
Mm.
how important she is to the realm. Long story short, that's Jon Snow's mother. That's the reason. That's Rhaegar's and Lyanna's Jon Snow's parents. Everybody in the world thought that Ned was Jon's father. It was the relationship between Stark and Targaryen that fractured to where you had to believe that there's no way these people could interlope. Like,
No,
Wow.
I don't think it was fraction. I think it was the fact, if you look at the storyline, the fact that he already had a wife at the time he was messing around with Lyanna,
yeah,
and
Elia Martell.
yeah, and nobody knew that had ended, and he had secretly wed Lyanna Stark,
He
so
thought he
nobody knew that.
kidnapped their ass. Everybody,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
general
they
public
thought
thought it
that
was a kidnapping.
that's what
The Mad
started the
King
war.
fucking kidnapping people, killing people, moving off of impulse.
Yeah, that's what started the war, and that was Robert too, moving off of emotions. That seemed to be a thing. Uh, I think the Starks and the Targaryens was probably actually close because if you think about it, the Starks are the one of the original Valerian families or whatever,
The
and
first man.
yeah, and the Starks are one of the original. They one of the first man, so
Mm-hmm.
I think they were probably actually close. And you got to think, one is ice, one is fire. I think they always understood how important their connection or whatever Ray probably got a word for it that's better than connection, would be. You know what I mean? I think the alliance. They knew that would be a strong alliance. And I think that's what you start to see more of in season 2 too that we really haven't discussed. You start to see how the alliances of different families matter and
Oh
how
yeah.
it started to come into play.
We got introduced to the Martells.
Yeah,
We
we
got
got
introduced to the
exactly
Tyrells.
the
We got
Tyrells. Yeah,
introduced to the the Car Starks,
the
The
car
the
starts.
Bolt,
Yeah,
the
the
Bolt,
Boltons.
the
We got
Bowdens. Yeah,
the
more
Boltons
the
we got introduced.
Greyjoy.
We got the
Greyjoys.
Greyjoys. I mean, we got introduced to it. That's what I'm saying. The season 2 is just like, let's take this world we started in 1 and expand it and really start putting pieces in place to tell our story. Like that's
Exactly.
You want to know something that I found interesting too is like when Catelyn Stark was realizing the severity of her mistake when they were going back to the north and they were seeing all these villages sacked, these towns sacked. Her father's bannermen were one of the most prominent characters killed and every time she looked at their body, she felt blood on their hands,
mm-hmm.
blood
There
on
was
her
blood
hands.
on her hands. She should have felt it.
And I'm glad that before she died, she was able to feel the pain and really burn in hell while she's still alive because she was paying for her sins. Every fucking village she seen, every time she had to look in her son's eyes, she felt that.
Here's the thing I don't understand about Rob, and I know it's his mom, but I don't think he ever should have left her alone. I don't. And I think he should have ultimately sent her back home. She should have been sent back home. I think that was one of the few mistakes Rob made. First of all, you have your youngest son. He's paralyzed, ill, whatever. Like You as a mother, you're needed. Go back home. I'm out here fighting this war. We really don't need your strategy too much. There's nothing you can really do to help us on the battlefield. All you can do really is cause confusion. You know, just go back home, take care of my brothers. You know what I mean? You'll be well taken care of at home. And
He
let
would
me
have
do
to
what I
leave a.
gotta
He
do
would
on
have
this
to leave
battlefield.
a. Yeah, he didn't leave a strong enough contingent in Winterfell, in my opinion. That was another mistake by Rob, but he didn't
I
know.
agree. I agree.
You know, but he also didn't think that bitch ass Theon would come back and be like, "I'm the king of Winterfell now," and failed to cut off somebody's head because he's a bitch.
That's true too. Yeah.
He had to hack the head off, like, you know, as opposed to someone like Ned Stark who does it in one fell
Think
swoop.
about this: the strongest step Catelyn Stark took in helping her son win the war was signing his life away at the Trident.
Yeah,
Think about that.
yeah. Everything
So
else was downhill from there.
even when she was trying to free her kids, she still ended up shackling them and sending them to their demise.
Yeah, well, I don't know if she had a choice in that. She needed to. They needed to get through. She needed to.
But that goes to Mac's point. She shouldn't be out there. That
Yeah,
avenue shouldn't have been open.
yeah. Well, they made it seem like only because her family was so close to the fucking uh what the fuck is their names? Not Greyjoys. They're golly, what's his name?
The phrase.
Yeah,
Who?
Lord Walder Frey.
The
Frey.
phrase.
Yeah, the phrase. So, there's another family we got introduced to, but the phrase, being so close to her actual family, they was like, you need to be the one to go. He
But
knows you, so on and so forth. But that shit went sideways, bro.
when in reality, they never really respected her family because they felt they were under the thumbs of her family, and her family looked down on them. So, and she even said, "Well, Walter Frey can't be trusted,"
Yeah,
and still trusted him.
yeah.
Now, Bull fat ass, he having communication issues. He trying to fucking order DoorDash on the same laptop we recording a podcast. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. We did want to touch on a little bit of season 3,
Where is
and
he at?
I don't know. I don't know where his bitch
He
ass
said he
at.
having connection issues.
Yeah. So look, y'all introduced me to this character right here, Mance Raider.
Yeah.
Ray, when you see him get introduced to the Game of Thrones, what goes through your mind?
Well, the thing for me with Mance Raider was the lead up to who he was. The lead up was the story during season 2 was that he was a ranger. He went rogue, and then he was the one to bring the wildlings together underneath one banner. Now you got to think about what type of man could do that, right? What type of man can change the hearts and mind of people who have not been tamed ever?
So you talking about Martin Luther Raider, or
Yeah, well, whatever you want to call him, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But he's able to get up there and make a name for himself to the point where people, when his name rung bells. You know what I mean? Like motherfucker was like, "Yo, Mance Raider, yeah, that motherfucker, he that dude." You know what I mean? He that one, so on and so forth. And he got giants. He got whatever, and we're like, yeah, he got giants or whatever. Long story short, when I see who they cast, I was like, holy shit, I know this motherfucker. He plays a villain well. So
I just
and
finished Caesar.
yeah, yep, there you go. And he played Caesar in Rome. You
Yep,
finished Rome.
that's
Yeah.
what I meant. Rome.
Yeah. And that was my first introduction to him, but I've seen him in numerous things after that. But him is Matt Fraser. So when we met him in the show, it was like, okay, I want to see where they go with this and how he is going to play the game, because his end goal was to get south of the wall.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and the lead
Because
up
he
to
knew
him,
winter was coming.
yeah,
yeah, he knew it. He knew it.
and you got a collision course to where they're introducing this polarizing character, while you do got the imminent doom of, this motherfucker may or may not can't he can't beat any White Walkers. So you want to see the gravity of Mance Raider.
Did we see White Walkers at the end of season 2? Because because that season ended with
Yeah,
No, we
no,
didn't.
we did.
with the cars,
We did
right?
with Tully.
Oh yeah.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We
Tully
did.
fat ass seen a pile of bodies, and
Yeah.
he was holding the head in his stomach, the
Yeah.
dead body. He was like, brother, and it was motherfucking Butcher Boy right there.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing though,
Yeah.
because I always like to look at stuff a little deeper. The wildlings, right? They figured out the only way they could survive was to have some type of structure. But at the end of, if you think about it, Mance Raider, he ran from structure because he didn't like structure. But then he gets the wildlings together to become under basically like one banner to work together. All these different type of tribes, basically. And he got them under some type of structure. And that's always tripped out to me as far as how people run from structure only to realize that they need some sort of structure to survive. It's absolutely wild.
Well, I mean, to be honest, structure is easier to tolerate when you're the one giving it structure. You feel
Yeah,
what I'm
well,
saying?
people
If
run
I'm
from
making a
structure
structure,
because they want to have,
you know,
they want to feel like they got more control. They don't want to have the structure to have control over their actions in day to day. When in fact, it's not about control. It's about giving you a roadmap.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right.
he actually, though, he was an honorable dude. When you think about it.
No, not for nothing. Yeah, he was a good
Yeah.
dude. Like,
He's a good dude.
Even when he met up with Jon Snow in the hut, I mean, he could have just ended Jon Snow right there. I'm
no, but
finna
he's
slit your
honorable.
throat, and I'm gonna hang your ass out there to dry. But
That's the
conversation.
thing. Can you ever stray that far away, really, from your roots? Like, look at Jon Snow. At the end, Jon Snow stayed basically Ned
A
Stark.
Stark. He stayed a Stark.
Mance Raider, even though he went to the Wildlands and he was considered
He's
a
still
wildling,
Ranger.
he still was a Ranger.
And you know what's crazy is that like Tywin. I want to go back to Tywin though. Tywin Lannister.
Yeah, we finna walk right into this in season 3. But go ahead.
Yeah, we're finna walk into it, but at the end, toward the end of season 2, when he actually became the hand, we started seeing how he thinks and moves and was going to control the kingdom. And we saw a different kind of I guess we could call it a gentleman's truce between Littlefinger and Varys. Like, we got to deal with this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Straight up, they didn't talk about it, but you could tell during a conversation. I want to say it was during his first small council meeting, and he was, just barking out shit or whatever, and they looked at each other like, "The fuck? All right, okay, motherfucker, bet." you think shit is sweet. So I mean, I think Tywin and those two and Tyrion, that going into season 3 was one of the things I was looking forward to. The lyrical masterpiece, the lyrical swordship between them. It was, it is what it is.
I want to go back to this picture because this is when Tyrion, for the first time, approached Tywin since he fell in battle in Blackwater Bay, and Tyrion approached him like, "Yo, I saved your city, kept everything intact, did everything what you asked for. I think I'm due for Casterly Rock." And Tywin said, "Over my fucking cold dead body,
He's a douche.
He said you'll never get Casterly Rock.
You'll never get Casterly Rock. Not because of what benefit you have. It's because I don't think you're worthy of carrying the Lannister name till that climax."
Right? Can you imagine as a son, you just did all that, and then your father just totally take a dump on you like that.
I'm not even
Why?
because me and my dad had our differences, but in the end, we figured it out. They didn't. So
now,
Yeah,
Mac, I want to ask you. Tywin said some very mean things to Tyrion. Do you think that's because he was trying to knock Tyrion down a peg, or that's how he honestly felt about him, not only as his son?
no, I think he despised him. I think he absolutely despised his son.
yeah, he hated him.
Yeah.
He respected the fact that he was smart, though. He did do that. But at the same time,
Yeah.
he couldn't stand
I don't even think he respected him. I just think he knew he could use his smarts.
There you go.
But I don't think it was any respect there.
Yeah. Like he found Tyrion serviceable, but intolerable, repulsive.
Yeah.
Like
if you think about it, he couldn't wait. At every turn, he couldn't wait to basically kick Tyrion in his rear end.
Yep. Well,
And
yeah,
he
that's
couldn't
why he
wait to
said
just
all of
throw
those
Jaime
things
in his
because
face.
he was trying to drill it into
That's
him.
true. And here's the thing: if you want to be honest,
Every time he would talk to him, your brother, this, your brother, your brother.
And if you want to be honest, I'm just saying, if I was Tyrion and Tyrion father and Jaime father, to keep it real, Tyrion is the much more effective son, smarter son.
I think we all know that.
And he's the one can carry the family farther. To me,
we talked about it. Jaime is a dumb jock.
Yeah, he's a Neanderthal.
Yeah, he's a dumb jock. He's never intellectual, except for he is kind of witty. You know what I mean? He's cunning. Yeah. But witty is different than cunning. He's cunning, which is like him and his sister got that shit together.
Well, you got to think like he's quick-witted, but look how many people are able to manipulate and control Jaime.
Exactly.
Even with him being a prestigious, a prolific member of society, you're still getting pulled in one direction. You're fucking your sister. You're in love with her. You're getting pulled in another direction by your father because he's the carrot that's stapled on top of your head. You're getting pulled in a direction by Tyrion, who's the lowest member of your fucking family, but he's the one person that you can relate to on an intellectual level, and you care about him unconditionally as a man. So what part of your life, Jaime Lannister, do you have control over?
He's Ratatouille.
If you think about it,
said that about my boy.
He's Ratatouille.
Backing myself up.
He's Ratatouille.
Robb Stark outsmarted him at every time.
Yeah.
When they was in battle. Even well, this come a little later, but the Blackfish as well. So, like, he was never that smart.
No. Justin broke it all the way down and then didn't realize, like, he's really just not that.
Yeah. Jaime Lannister is a cosmetic lion. He's a lion that looked good behind a glass at the zoo. He's not a lion that you would actually go watch and hunt and kill.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a lion that's going to lead a pride. He's not, and it's crazy because he's the only male lion whose sole purpose in life ain't to have children and build a legacy. Damn. The only reason why he got kids is because he came inside of his own sister.
That's crazy when you think about it.
Like, he's the only lion who will not be a pride, and he has the richest family in the world.
Yeah, and
that's tough.
I'm gonna tell you something else. That's if you really think about it, Tyrion had more heart than Tywin.
Yeah, because you got to think how many times Tyrion unconditionally put his life on the line just off a whim. How many times he pulled up to the casino gambling with his last dollar.
Exactly.
Tywin Lannister never had to gamble with his life or with house money in any situation.
Right.
Tyrion got to do that shit every day against many different people.
I can't believe we're talking about this without Bull.
He did it to himself. Italian Bull, I'm making it perfectly clear. Italian Bull chose to watch the Chicago Bulls. Then record a podcast.
Wow.
That's why I sent in the group chat. Enjoy the game, Bull.
Wow.
It's connection
What it is.
issues.
I don't have my phone, so I don't even see the group chat. But
Yeah, it's fine.
damn, that's cold blooded. Goddamn bull. That's crazy.
Connection issues. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, he was starting to get choppy, but that's just a restart. And then come right back.
Another scene that stuck out to me was this right here, when a member of Robert's Kingsguard saved Daenerys from one of the warlock spells. Right there. Ray, did you see the look on Jorah Mormont's face when this nigga took off his hood?
Yeah, he said, "Holy shit, this is an actual fucking night."
He pooped his pants.
He pooped his
Robert Baratheon's night.
Yeah, he said, "Holy shit, I know this motherfucker. I'm getting ready to go get sent back to Westeros and get tried for my fucking crimes." That's what he thought. He thought it was over with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he I forgot his fucking name.
But
Selwyn something.
Yeah. Well, you know, he was the original Kingsguard commander.
Mm-hmm.
Commander of the Kingsguard.
Jorah thought he was finna get his rights read to him. He was just coming to say, Robert fat ass died. I'm swearing my loyalty to the queen.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest.
I love that scene. That's
cold.
Awesome too.
He cold.
But that became another thing where it is like she started with Jorah, who had a level of competence as far as what he can and cannot give to this queen for her to become who she needed to become. She needed this one to come to be a different voice who had more experience, who's been around actual kings and queens and everything like that, to come in and say, "Nah, that's not a good idea, Daenerys. This is what we should do." And then when we get into season 3, you'll start to see this started to become where Jorah starts to get into his bitch assness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see a little bit of jealousy, envy.
Mm-hmm. Because there's Sir God damn, what's his name?
I'm a Google.
And he gave her confidence too, because he told her stories about her
her family,
brother,
yeah, all of them. Her family. Yeah. This is cold. He was cold, man. He was cold.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, this is where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
This is what your people was like."
Barristan Selmy.
Yeah. Okay. Barristan. Sir Barristan is what they used to call him.
Yeah.
Sir Barristan. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, he was a real dude, man.
Real dude, yeah. He was a real dude. Unlike Davos was for the rightful king, the rightful heir to the throne, Stannis Baratheon, who was defeated at Blackwater Bay, by the way.
Yeah.
And we have to go back to the drawing board with him. And we're going to go into deeper detail with him in this next season, which is season 3 is probably the best overall. No, season 4 is the best overall season.
I like season 3.
Season 3 was dope, but season 4 was the best overall, in my opinion.
Another interesting scene from that episode was Littlefinger talking to Sansa, because anytime you see Littlefinger interacting with women, he's spitting a bug in his ear, and this is one of the first times where outside eyes and ears get to see what type of manipulative prick he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the first time Shay seen up close the absolute value of Sansa Stark right there, because you seen a guy who owned a whole brothel, could have any pair of tits and pussy that he wanted, but he was coveting Sansa, who lost her rank because Marjorie is the first lady right now. So what can Littlefinger gain from even interacting with
Sansa Stark
at this point?
Like you said, Shay was like, "Okay, wait a minute, I can use this." Yeah.
Sure. And then I forgot the other whore, the first lady whore of the brothel. She told Shay, like, watch her around this nigga. Like, keep an eye.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Like people think that Baelish is just in love with Catelyn Stark and Lady Aaron. He's a womanizer. It doesn't matter what the age of the woman, social standing, or anything like that. Once he hears that mockingbird sing, he follows that tune.
This is true.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, because you thought the Hound called her a little bird just off GP. That was because fucking Lord Peter Baelish had his nose so far up that gown, and everybody knew it now. So that was an interesting interaction because it was the first time he made a formal offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Jay.
Never paid attention to that.
Yeah, it was a
JB coming with some facts.
I was excited to record today because I personally like season 3, and we did some good work last show too. The last one we did. So
I'm always excited to record. Always.
Yeah.
I got one more slide, then we can get the fuck up out of here.
What you got?
Talisa and Catelyn Stark share a moment right here.
Fuck! Why we have to?
I know. But Ray, this is the first time Lady Stark vocalized. She vocalized how she felt about Jon Stark in the beginning. She gave us the truth.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but still, like, ugh, why this? But no, I feel you on that, and not for nothing, Talisa gracefully embraced her role, and I don't think Connors liked that. You know what I mean? She didn't like it. She didn't like the fact that this nobody fulfilled the role that she actually envisioned for her son to having a wife, and she wasn't the one to do it. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, Catelyn already set her up with somebody who was the direct opposite of Talisa.
Yeah.
The direct opposite. You're inbred, you're ugly, your breath stink, you got big feet. Talisa.
They showed the daughter he was supposed to marry. She wasn't ugly.
It doesn't matter. Was she? Did she look better than Talisa?
No. Talisa was one of the bright spots of the show. Put it that way.
She was a bright. She could read. She was well educated. Pure blood.
She couldn't tear. She didn't. She wasn't queasy about blood. She was a fucking soldier. She was everything, bro. She was dope.
Yeah, she understood a woman's place on her man's side.
Yeah,
like that was important.
Yeah, all of the above. I think when you talk about
absolutely everything that you would want in a queen.
But right then in that scene where you're talking about what Cuntlin was saying, it's just like, ugh. I forget exactly what her exact words were, but it's just.
Well, I mean, shit was at this point in the game, shit was bleak for Cuntlin, but she still maintained her faith. She made that fucking macaroni dream catcher to protect her kids that she didn't know what was alive or not. So I mean, you at least you got a glimpse of what it was like, the Andal religion and stuff like that.
Yeah, macaroni dream catcher. That's fun. We're going to Austin Crafts now. Everybody come downstairs.
Yeah.
Fucking old people's home doing arts and crafts.
Yeah, that's ticklish, ain't it?
Yeah. That's funny. All I picture is like people fucking knitting fucking macaroni. Anyway, but yeah.
4 bingo cards, three Jellos, and 2 packs of Newports.
Yeah, plus the Virginia Slims.
So before we cut out, it was an excellent show tonight. Really glad to be talking Dungeons and Dragons and nerd shit with y'all. Before we cut out, you guys got anything else?
No, actually, I can't wait for next week. Are we doing 1?
1 and 2, probably.
Yeah, we dove into a little bit of 1 today with some of the slides, but we could
do a little bit more of 1 and 2.
We could do 1 and 2 and in totality next week.
That sounds like a plan. I'm good with that. Season 3, episodes 1 and 2 next week, next Wednesday. Make sure y'all tune in, like, subscribe, comment. This is Southside of the Wall, man. Like, I enjoy this show. I just, we gotta be, as Mac would say, consistency is
exactly. Consistency mean everything, and
consistency is the key to success.
exactly. I only spit wisdom. Hey, by the way, I'd like to say it's a pleasure coming back home, kicking it with the fellas.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Great dinner, great atmosphere. Glad you fellas got to meet the family, and even some people that wasn't the family got to have fun, enjoy the night out, kick it, all that good old stuff, man. It was beautiful. You know what I mean? Make me think. Might have to go and get a spot back in the shine. So
Here we go.
Oh, Lord,
might have to do it. Might have to do it. I might have to do it, man. You know, depending on how these.
Ain't nothing like home. You
Yeah,
ain't gotta like come back home for good, but
yeah, depending on how some of this stuff shakes out, might have to bust a little mini move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go, Jay. You've inspired him.
Yeah.
You've inspired Mac, bro.
I'm just trying to press end recording, but back drawing this fucking eulogy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful eulogy, by the way.
All right. Well, on that note, Justin, you got anything else?
This was Southside of the Wall. You can find us on YouTube and Apple Podcasts, wherever the fuck you listen to shit.